Baby, I love you so much.
Are you recording now?
I am so recording and I so love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I
doing
love you
this.
too.
Thank you for doing this.
So much.
Thank you so much. So when you hear that I'm going to record you, what goes on in your head?
You're going to record me.
So do you not?
I'm pretty simple. I mean, like,
Do you ever?
okay,
Do you have a
let
worry?
me make sure. No, I don't get worried. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't get worried about anything about that because you're going to do what you want to do. I don't have to plan it or come up with a, creative concept. So I'm good.
Well, actually,
I just
do
want to
you
look. I
come
want to look nice.
You look amazing. You look incredible. I wish you could stand up and swirl and show everybody your body, your outfit.
That's not this type of video.
No, baby, you look amazing.
Yeah.
What are you doing with me? I know I ask that, I think, every video. What are you doing with me? Why did I win the lottery, for God's sake, when it comes to like partners?
It was your time.
Apparently.
Yes.
Apparently. So what's new in the world of Michael and Frances from your perspective? I mean, if we had viewers, that just want to know, what are we doing right? Is there anything that's changed in our relationship over the last couple of years? We haven't made a video in a while. So
I would say, just in simple terms, we make time for each other.
mm-hmm.
And one of your biggest, and you correct me because I don't know if this is the right word to use, one of your biggest concepts, or what you talk about is definitely making time for each other, but considering, being considerate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we are considerate of each other's time and, what we want to do, and you having your time to be creative and do all of your, your fun hobbies or your interests and vice versa, that works really well for us. And I think that works well for us, but it may not work well for others. But knowing each other that well and being comfortable with it, I think would work with any couple.
Mm. When we first started dating, and I was even asking you then, like, why me? You mentioned right off the get-go the fact that I'm Italian, the fact that I'm New York, but you hit the word work ethic, or the phrase work ethic. And
I think work ethic came out first.
I do too. But you didn't pray for work ethic. You prayed for an Italian. Or did you?
No. I know that was probably in part of the prayer process. Yes.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember you saying
no
that
work ethic.
before.
Oh no, I would. Yeah. Oh no, I did. Yeah.
So how would you know when you first
I
met me?
was not going to date another man.
Tell me
that
how
did
quickly
not.
you were able
Yep.
to assess my work ethic, and how did you know I had a decent work ethic, nevertheless a crazy one? I mean, how did you even know?
Well, just the way you talked.
Okay.
And because my father did that. He worked 7 days a week, or at least 6 days a week. 6 days a week.
Well, I work 7.
Yeah. Well, he did things at home on a Sunday, but usually, we went to church. We went to church every Sunday.
Right.
So, but he worked 6 days a week and then worked at home. So I guess you can count that as work as well. So.
Well, you know why I'm going there? Why I'm bringing this up? People have no idea, like, what you do for a living. I mean, really, and that you have an amazing work ethic. And I've watched you get recognized year in and year out as being tops in your field, if not number one. You have a hard time with that. Like, you suppose every time I try to comment you mention the fact that you're not number one. It's like, baby, you're in the top 10%. You're in the top 10 people in the country. I mean, and then you always try to downplay it because you think that I'm trying to present you as if you're number one in the entire company, which, by the way, the company that you're in is like the third largest company in America, I believe, or in North America.
Close. I don't know exactly what it is now.
But it's pretty big.
It's big, yeah.
You work for Agilon, which is Adecco.
Which is Adecco.
Adecco, which is way up there.
Yes.
And you work, I tell people that you're a prostitute, right? Or not a prostitute. No, what's the other word?
I sell people.
You sell people. That makes
I'm a
you
pimp.
A pimp. That's
Yes.
right. Not a prostitute,
Yes.
right?
I'm a legal pimp.
You're a legal pimp.
Yes, I love it.
And that you actually are selling people.
Correct.
And yet you don't work with the people that you're selling. Which is really the cool part about
The
what
recruiters work with the people, but I get to know them after I've placed them. Now, I sometimes get to meet them, but that's a long process to explain.
Okay, but let's
yeah.
talk about this. So recruiters are the same as executive search is the same as headhunters, because I'm trying to understand now. So I've been using the same terminology. What's it? That was an amazing face.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
that's a long process to explain. So
that there's a difference between recruiters, executive search, and headhunter, or are they all one and the same?
Headhunter is kind of like a slang term. You should really say like an executive recruiter. Headhunter's a slang term it's kind of
derogatory.
Yeah.
But what if you were the person that were being hunted? You're like, you throw it out there, like people use it in brag rights. Well, some headhunter came up to me and did.
Yeah.
Someone's like, yeah, they wanted you. They don't say some person who is ethical from the executive search firm came up to me, because usually headhunter is like they're trying to cherry pick certain people out of an organization that they believe would benefit their company, and plus they can get a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So is that I mean, I know that's not what, your people do, right? I mean, you don't have that.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, you do? You do cherry pick.
Yeah.
So there is some headhunting.
Oh, yeah. Those are the executive recruiters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do have executive search.
Yes.
Okay. But the bottom line is
accounting and finance.
But people talk about the derogatory nature, but that's not you, is the point that I'm trying to make, is that
God, no.
So what do you do? So teach the world what it is that you do.
I go get the business.
So how do you do that?
Yes. Cold calls.
Okay.
I call you till you die.
I'm going to call you till you die.
So I go get the business. I make the calls. I build the relationships. I take care of the client. I build trust in an honest way. If we don't deliver, I totally take accountability for it, and my team takes accountability for it. That's why I have my clients, because I'm not going to back away from that. Just because we place a temp there, and the temp may be there for 6 months, I don't go away and, not check in on the temp. How are they doing? How can we coach them? We're there. And that's why I have the book of business that I have.
Now, do they know how crazy you are? I mean, I'm sure they know that you're fun. They have to feel the difference when you're in the office versus when you're not in the office. They have to feel that must be palpable. They also have to know that there are aspects of you that are pretty difficult, because you do crack the whip. I mean, you do have certain standards, I would say, especially when it comes in the work ethic department. I think that you're, I would say, the consummate professional who also knows to have fun.
Correct.
But you seem to have know how to do that, where other people don't know how to draw that line. They're either having fun or they're professional. They don't seem to have a balance. How do you account for that? Like, where did that all come from? I know you want to mention your dad, and I think you should, as far as the inspiration that he was for you and what he did. But do you think that you are truly his protege?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I learned at such a young age, 6 years old. Let's go on this appointment. You're coming with me. We're on vacation. You're coming inside. And my dad's customers were his friends, and they totally trusted him. We went on vacation with them. He treated them like family. And I think that that's the honest way to do it. And what's happened is that, of course, corporate gets a hold of something that's really good, and sometimes can twist it up, and they want numbers. And sometimes it takes time to cultivate those numbers and to truly get them honestly, and to keep the relationships. Don't just place someone and never go back there. I don't do that type of business. That's more of an executive recruiter to me, and they don't have the relationships. They want to place somebody and then go to the next person or the next company, and that's not what I do. I'm there to cultivate the business, keep the business in an honest way, and hopefully my clients appreciate that. Now, with that said, not every client appreciates that, because they've been used and abused, and vice versa. It goes both ways. We get used and abused as well by our clients. And it's a fine line that I have to deal with every single day, and I have to take the higher road. And I think I have a good set of, a good head on my shoulders to know, am I doing the right thing?
I want to speak on behalf of the head on your shoulders. I love that head on your shoulders. You know, we talked about my wife is a lovely shade of blonde. You're ruining this right now. And all this talk is so smart and intelligence. What happens to the blonde in you when you start talking about work? You're such a boss.
I didn't know we're going to talk about work.
But you're so good at it. You really are. So I'm curious.
Well, it's a serious question. And so,
But you take it seriously. I think that's why you get the awards that you get, or why you perform year in and year out. Like, there's something that's inside you that drives you. That's all I see. I see, when you're in your swagger, I know when you flip that switch. I know when you're in work mode and you're still in the house. I can hear it in your feet. I hear it in your heels. I hear it in the quality of your walk. Oh, Frances is gone. She's already gone. She's already she's already in superwoman mode. She's not the wife that's just sitting at home. You might as well be on a call. I could tell when you're heading into your car. It's weird. You flip that switch. It's amazing. And I can hear it in your feet. I do. It's not just that you're wearing heels. It's in the way you walk. It's the quality of your click,
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very awesome, as are you. So the whole thing around sales, now, give me some pointers. Give anybody pointers who are in sales. I really want to know, what are some of your father's secrets that maybe you've elaborated on, or maybe ones that you've just made up yourself that you use in sales all the time, that is just like part of your recipes for success?
Just be real. I mean, you've got to, if you go to basic sales, you have to be on the phone. You have to make calls. You have to get appointments. You have to do these things every day.
How do you withstand that, though? Because that's such people hate doing that, like doing taxes.
They hate it. They hate it.
But so how do you withstand that and still maintain your attitude?
But you have to find a person that's motivated by that. But getting somebody on the phone and having that rush, or getting that appointment, having that rush, and building that relationship, and getting to meet new people, and people of like all diversities. And it's amazing to get to know each one.
You're driven by dopamine.
Yes.
You just mentioned this.
Yes.
You said the rush. I talk about that squirt. You get that next hit.
It's a natural dopamine.
It's God's cocaine, man. I'm telling you, you get that hit. I did not know that you were driven by dopamine.
Like, I finally closed this new account, and it's been, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years. We finally got a temp out there.
Baby, I've been married to you going on 12 years. I never knew that you were driven by dopamine. I had no idea. That was the first time you talked about the rush. You've never shared that before.
But I thought you might know that it was.
Hell no. I didn't know what it was that motivated you. I had no idea. It's the squirt. I don't know. It was that little dopamine squirt, God's cocaine in your brain.
Yes, the same. It's the same exact thing. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I think it actually may be the same thing as sex.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. How long were we talking before you finally mentioned sex? That was the longest video we've ever made. They probably think we're not having sex anymore because it's been so long. You threw out the word. Incredible. So how is your sex life?
Well, wait a minute. But let me finish answering the question. Okay, so you got to do the basics.
Okay.
Those are your basics. You don't do them, you will not make it. Mm-hmm. You will not make it. And then after that, I would say just really listening to your clients. You only have maybe in the beginning 5, 10, 30 minutes, maybe an hour with them on the first appointment. How can you naturally, this is what I'm saying, you have to do it naturally, because I can't stand these unnatural ways that people that shouldn't be in sales are in sales, and then you bring them in and they're taught, well, bring up something that, both of, it's not natural. So what is it going to, what's going to be a natural connection with me and this new client? Natural. So, I may find out that they, when their birthday is, or.
Wow. You would do that?
Well, I mean,
Just in
if
passing.
it naturally comes up in conversation, you may walk in and see pictures of football teams. Okay, University of Georgia, Georgia Tech. There's always an association there. So if you can find out something about your client within those first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and when it's fitting in the conversation too, again, go back to the word natural and organic, since we've talked about that today. Let it be organic. And if it's not, don't force it, because people see straight through that.
Absolutely. And they don't like it. They actually repel. It's natural to repel.
Yeah, I see straight through it when salespeople approach me. I'm done. This is not, you don't really care about me.
That's interesting. So as a salesperson, you don't take one on the chin just because they're in sales.
No.
You're like, if they're not being natural and organic and caring about you, you won't give them the time of day.
No.
Okay, so then you understand why people don't give you the time of day, because they're not going to give you a chance for them to know that you're the real deal, that you're natural.
Yeah, but I will call you till you die.
Will you bring them a T-shirt? That's what you did with us. She called me and brought me a T-shirt. Is that not sweet? I met her over the weekend at Callaway Gardens, and she called me on Tuesday and said, "Hi, I'm in town. I got a T-shirt for you." Oh my God!
Did I tell you I had the T-shirt, or else I have a surprise for
A
you?
surprise. Well, okay, it's a surprise, but I'm getting to the point. I mean, the fact is, you don't bring your clients T-shirts, but you do bring gifts
Oh
at times,
no, I like bringing lots of stuff.
like food, especially like good food.
Yeah. Yes, good cookies.
Good cookies.
Yes, and donuts, and when it's fitting.
Right.
Yeah.
I love you. God, it's so fitting. You want to ask me anything? I mean, seriously. Because I'll just get right into sex, and I don't want to do that to you, because I know you're hungry, and I know that we got to eat, and I waited till dinner time to get you in the camera, so.
I guess it was funny to hear you go back to the beginning of our relationship. So I guess it would be something along those lines.
I mean, like there was no way I had any clue about the woman that you are today. I didn't know you at all. That I am objectifying you from day one. That you were this cute, young, sexy, beautiful blonde, and I just won the lottery months later, years later, and I'm still finding out how incredibly victorious I was. This objectifying male.
Are you still waiting for me to go crazy?
Yes. Yes, I am. I really am. All women go crazy. That's been my story. It's been my experience. Not that I haven't done my share of crazy, but I'm blown away at what a great partner you are. I really am. I'm blown away about how supportive you are and how you let me share myself as deeply as I do with so many people. I mean, I love your confidence. I can't even explain it. I guess maybe people who talk about self-esteem, whatever it is, or just, you are so good at being a partner. I mean, just period, just hands down. I mean, like you know how to take care of the relationship. You really do. And I don't just mean that sexually, though you certainly got that part handled. I mean, you seem to have a really...
I enjoy it.
Well, and you also seem to have a good clock.
With you.
Your clock is pretty right on. So all I have to do is make myself available, what man wouldn't, to your clock, which thank God it's frequent. And you seem to know when it's time, right?
I guess so. Haven't really kind of thought about it that way.
Well, try to be me. Couldn't help but think of it that way. So, but the fact that I went back to the early days, I got emotional just now. And I think you saw that when I started talking about your dad, and I'm getting emotional talking about it now. It's like, talking about not having regrets. My regret is I never got to meet your father because of how much you admire him. It's crazy that I get this emotional over a man I never met, but he must have been one hell of a man. I'll tell you, that's all I can say. And hope I'm doing him proud.
You are doing him proud.
So, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? So, besides choking me up. No, it's your dad. It really is. It's steamy. It's the fact that he was so irreverent and he was fun, and I wish I knew him. And you didn't get to know my dad. I didn't get to know your dad. It's really one of the saddest things on the planet. And I feel it. I really do. I love that smile. What's that shit-eating grin smile? What are you looking at me like that for? You're freaking me out. The hell was that? I'm trying to talk here. What are you doing? Oh my God, you got me, man. You got me good. So really, no, what was the question? Was there a question? Did you have a question for me?
I just asked you if you were still waiting for me to go crazy.
That was the question.
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay. All right. That's
yeah,
it.
and you said yes.
I would not be surprised if you did go crazy at one point. I really wouldn't. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's plausible,
Do you
I
have
guess.
steps prepared for that?
Yes, I do. I've
As a
worked my
Virgo.
entire life.
As
I've
your
worked my
Virgo,
entire
yeah.
life. So
You're
I mean,
Virgo.
unconditionally welcoming. See,
Okay.
I do know that I will be okay alone. I just don't want to do it. I can do life very well without you. I just don't want to do it. I mean, I know that I'm a survivor. I've seen me do it. I know that I have it in me. I just don't want to. You know, I want to continue sharing my life with you. I love being in relationship with you. I love going to dinner with you.
That sounds wonderful.
It is wonderful. So on that note, we'll go to dinner.
Sure.
Good.
What do you want?
I don't care. Let's talk about that. What are we going to eat? So tell me, what are you in the mood for? I mean, how good are we going? Are we going to our friends' places? Are
I
we
was
going
wanting
that
to
nice?
go to Preachy,
Okay.
but then you said
He's not
everybody's
around.
out of town.
Well, Pano and Piero in North Carolina, which is, you know, it's not. I mean, I
And then
I can go there without them being there. I just
Okay.
love them so much. I mean, you know, being that I get to work with them.
and then I called Seed.
Oh, you did.
Oh, we can't eat till 9:00, so I said forget
That
it.
ain't gonna happen.
I know, forget it. It's not worth it.
Okay. Well, no. I'll call Preachy. I'll see if Tommaso's there. Well, it doesn't matter whether he's there or not. We're
Yeah.
good. So we'll go there. So is there anything you want to say to these beautiful people? Look on the camera. Let them look you right in the head. Look them right in the eyes.
Oh, I didn't look at the camera once.
Well, look at
Was
it
I
now.
supposed
Go
to look
ahead.
at the camera?
That's your camera. Go ahead. You look
I know, but was I supposed to look at the
No,
camera?
no.
I thought I was supposed to look at you.
You were supposed to look at me. I'm saying
I don't
now.
know what I'm doing.
I want you to look at the camera now so that people watching, give them something. Give them something, you know, for people who made it to the end. They need some kind of reward for making it to the end.
I know.
Give them
They
something
suffered
good.
through it.
Give them something good. Give them something ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well, I don't know. What's it like being married
you
to
for
Dr.
watching.
Michael? Thank you for that's beautiful. Make it personal. Make it real.
Thank you for watching.
I love you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
That's it.
You're beautiful.
Good times.
Good times.